how can we calculate the area of these triangles? If you want to know, please keep watching the video. You'll see that it's quite simple. Let's get started. To be able to calculate the area of any triangle, we are going to use the following formula. Look, let's say that the area of the triangle is equal to the length of the base of the triangle, which I'm representing with the letter B, multiplied by the height of the triangle, which I'm representing with the letter H. And then all of this is going to be divided by 2. This is the little formula that we are going to be using. Area is equal to base times height divided by 2. Now, let's solve the first exercise. As you can see, in this case, we have 3 measurements. So it's necessary for us to observe which one is the base and which one is the height. In this case, if I consider this one to be the base, then this one has to be the height. Notice that the height always has to be that line segment which is perpendicular to the base and passes through the opposite vertex. So if this is my base, this has to be my height. Why? Because the height is perpendicular to the base, meaning it forms a 90-degree angle, and it also passes through the opposite vertex. So, in this case, we won't need this 5. If I wanted to calculate the perimeter, then I would need it. But that's not what they're asking me for. For that reason, we're only going to use these 2 pieces of information. So, let's just substitute. So, the area is equal to the length of the base, which we said was 4 meters times the height, which is 3 meters, and this will be divided by 2 done. Let's do the math. 4 times 3 is 12. Divided by 2, that gives me 6. In this case, as you can see, since we have meters and also meters, the result will be in square meters. That's it. So now we have that the area of the first exercise is 6 square meters. Before we continue, I want to clarify something. We can consider this as the base. So in this case, the base measures 5 meters. But if we consider this as the base, then we wouldn't have the height, because we agreed that the height is the line segment that is perpendicular to the base and passes through the opposite vertex. So in this case, if I wanted to consider this as the base, then I would need to have this information. That is, I would need to know how much it measures from here to here. But as you can see, that's not information they're giving me. That's why it's better for me to consider 4 as the base and 3 as the height. Or it could also be the other way around. Consider 3 as the base and 4 as the height. In this second exercise, I want you to notice that they are directly telling me the length of the base, and they are also giving me the measurement of the height right away. What is it that goes from here to here? Don't forget, it's the line segment that is perpendicular to the base, meaning it forms a 90-degree angle and passes through the opposite vertex. So this will be my height. So we're just going to substitute. So then I have that the area is equal to the length of the base, which is 8 centimeters. Or well, it's telling me it's 8 centimeters times the length of the, how much is the height? Which in this case is 5 centimeters. And all of this is going to be divided by 2. Let's do the math. 8 times 5 is 40, and 40 divided by 2 gives me 20 done. Now we have that the area of this triangle will be 20 square centimeters done. I want you to notice how this new triangle looks. Look, it's telling me that from here to here, it measures 12 millimeters. From here to here, it measures 10 millimeters. And from here to here, it measures 8 millimeters. In this case, then, start thinking about how long the base of the triangle is. Very good. It should be 12 millimeters. Now the hardest part. How long is the height of the triangle? Because they're giving me 2 pieces of information. They're telling me how long it is from here to here, and also how long this is. But I want you to see that this part here is outside the triangle. So, how long is the height? Start thinking about it. Very good. The height is 8 millimeters. Why is that? Because we agreed that the height is the line segment that is perpendicular to the base and passes through the opposite vertex. So in this case, we won't need this information. It's just a distraction to confuse us. But the real height is this one. So come on, let's do the calculations. So we get that the area is equal to 12 millimeters times the height, which we said was 8 millimeters. And all of this is going to be divided by 2. Let's do the calculations. In this case, it's easier if I first do 12 divided by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6, and 6 times 8 gives me 48. So the area of this triangle will be 48 square millimeters. I want you to notice that I could have done 12 times 8 first, and once I have the result of 12 times 8, I just divide it by 2. But either way, it has to give me exactly 48. As always, the teacher does the easiest ones and leaves the hardest one for the students. Now please, solve this problem. When you have the answer, put it down here in the comments. I'll be giving a nice big heart to everyone who gets it right.
Y bueno, pues ahora sí,
I hope the video was helpful, and most importantly, that you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please subscribe to this channel. See you next time. Take care and behave yourselves. Bye-bye.